welcome to another episode of Couples Night. I am Kathleen.
And I'm Jeff.
This time, it is episode 6. Last time I was like, I think this is episode 6, and it was episode 5. But this time it is episode 6. I remember.
Don't worry, guys. She can count.
Basically, this past week, Nintendo had a Direct.
Yeah.
Was not expecting it. I feel like everybody's always like, Nintendo's gonna have a Direct, Nintendo's gonna have a Direct, and Nintendo's like, no, we're not gonna have a Direct. And then, like, when nobody's talking about it, they're like, boom, a Direct.
Pretty much what happened is it was almost an entire half a year since we had a Direct. I think 190 days was the day.
Yeah, because
fans,
E3, right? E3 would have been the last big Direct they would have had.
I think so. I don't remember the exact date, but people started treating it like how Twitter treats Bayonetta news. In other news, there's no news today.
What did you say? You just saw that post. How many days?
Day 1,197. There is no news.
There is no news.
Bayonetta sits there as a news anchor.
Yeah. Basically, for this Direct, Nintendo had said, they tweeted like a couple of days before the Direct that it was only games coming out like in the first quarter of...
Which was a lie.
Yeah, of 2020. They showed one game. We'll save it at the end.
Still a lie.
Yep, still a lie. They showed one game that would be coming out in 2022. But let's get started. So
Yeah.
right off the bat, new Super Smash Brothers character.
And before that, just want everyone to know, I love Xenoblades. Xenoblade 2, I liked it a lot. There are things that are whatever about it. So when I saw the beginning, I was like, ooh, we're going to get DLC? We're going to get something new?
Me and you were like, oh my god, there's going to be new Xenoblade DLC. And then
and then I was like, not actual gameplay. I was like, oh, this has got to be a Smash announcement or something. I just didn't say it out loud.
Yeah, and then she's finally like, because I got invited to Smash. And we're like, oh, Xenoblade character in Smash?
Well, the unwritten rule of the fan base has been that if you have been added in another form into the game, like a trophy, you're never going to be an actual character in the game.
Yeah.
And they added like Rex as like a Mii fighter, like his costume, and he just
I
looks
forgot
derpy.
about that.
Yeah. But I'm very happy they added them because their actual in-game models look amazing in Smash right now, and I can't wait to see Sakurai's whole thing on March 4th. I hope he doesn't spoil everyone.
Oh, the highlight for the character, right?
I for the final Smash, I understood why they didn't show it, because that'd be a spoiler.
Yeah.
So they basically, because Xenoblade 1, they actually messed up on that one and put a massive spoiler.
Did they really?
Yeah.
When they put Shulk in?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
His final Smash has a massive spoiler.
Oh.
So what we refer to that character is 7.
Well, it was really funny because I think I said this when we were watching it. I was like, because it's been like almost 2 years now since Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out, right?
I think it came out in 2017 in December.
Oh wow, even longer than that.
Yeah, it's been a while, but
Yeah.
they made Torna the I think the Golden Age.
Yeah. Right, the DLC or the extra content.
Yeah, it's basically a 40-hour
Yeah.
game.
I was literally saying how I was like, wow, it's really weird that like this game has been out for like a couple of years now, and then like Nintendo didn't like originally add them as like a character to go along with the new
Timing
game.
just didn't work.
But then when they showed off Pyra how she fights, and then they showed Mithra,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, no, it kind of makes sense because like this is also kind of a spoiler, like how they're doing this. So like it probably makes sense that they waited a couple of years and then they like added this character.
No, because what ended up happening is they asked Sakurai about it. He said because the game's release and our game, it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
He said it just didn't work out. But now that so much time has passed and they're continuing to do it, he probably, because a lot of people may not know this, but Sakurai said he really loves Xenoblade 2.
Oh, really?
He's a big fan of Xenoblade 2. And he he talks about those games in those little news segments.
Right.
And that was one of the games he liked a lot. Xenoblade 2 is a very divisive game because it has a lot of modern anime things that people might not like. I may not have been a fan of it, but the good in the game, it's a game that goes from like a 9 out of 10 to a 5 out of 10 in like a minute.
Yeah.
And the dub is either you love it or you hate it. There's no middle ground with it.
Right.
But it's not. I'm not gonna bash the voice direction. Nothing like that. That was the choice they went with, and that's what they went with. I went through the sub version just because I just did not like the English dub this time. But if you love it, that's fine.
Right. But I mean, from what I've heard, I feel like the only character that's kind of like is Rex. But
a lot of the animation with the voice acting is what kind of gives you this feeling like something's off. Mm-hmm. He's a big issue because when he yells in the emotional moments of the game, his character in model and his actual screaming do not match at all.
No.
When he's yelling, he sounds like he's forcing it. He
Yeah.
doesn't feel like he's screaming.
Yeah.
And he's always going to get compared to Shulk because Shulk was and Adam destroyed his role. Like, there's no contest that Adam Housing, I think was his name, or Howden, who's Shulk, just he did an amazing job as Shulk. And every main character will be based on his performance.
Right. You can only compare at that point.
Yeah.
There is no date yet for Pyre/Mithra. I'm assuming when Sakurai does
we're gonna get an official announcement.
Yeah, when the highlight video comes out, they'll probably show an announcement. But that was a core. I always say with directs when they're basically gonna talk about Smash, I'm like, it's either they're gonna show the character at the beginning or the end. They kicked it right off the bat with Smash, so you know how it kind of is. Sometimes from there we go a little downhill a little bit, and then we'll go back up. Because after that they announced Fall Guys is finally coming out for Nintendo Switch. No release date for that either.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. It will be $20 though, which really isn't that bad for a game, but it's free on PlayStation, right?
No, it's $20.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I thought it was free on one platform for a little bit.
It may have been PS Plus, but I can't confirm that.
Yeah. But they were just showing that. Right after that they did show Outer Wilds. Same thing. No really big date. You played that, right? Outer Wilds?
I played a little bit,
yeah.
but I know I never told you this, but the reason I think you might like that game, it runs on a Majora's Mask timer.
Yes, because isn't the whole point of it, you only have 20 minutes to explore a world. The world will then destroy and reset itself.
And you have to figure out what's causing it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, every time you do, something amazing keeps happening every single time.
Yeah.
And you keep it expands your brain.
Yeah.
But I never got to finish it, but I feel like you would like that.
I probably would. I don't know. I kind of saw it and I was like,
It's like as you've played FF7, you just gotta give it a try.
Yeah. See, that's my biggest hurdle
I know,
in life.
but that's why I'm here.
To push things.
Yes, against your will, until you like it.
Yeah, no date. I'm assuming it'll be full price, so $60.
It wasn't a $60 game.
Was it 40?
It was an indie game, and I believe it was $30.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Because I believe Epic financed it.
Oh.
Or they made a deal with them.
Right. And they're like, hey, put it on our site and
for the year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The next game I thought looked very interesting, and I'm probably going to pick it up.
Of course, Hiroshi fan.
It was Famicom Detective Club: The Missing Heir, and its sequel called The Girl Who Stands Behind. We were looking into them, and we were like, oh, cool, they're visual novel games where there's the main character actually has a voice actor and everything's voice act and the characters actually move. But this was actually a Famicom game.
Yeah, it got remade.
It came out on the Famicom years ago, and even then, I mean, it wasn't voice acted because that was just something that didn't happen at that time.
No, you got to hear the little
Animal Crossing talk.
The thing is, it's a kinetic visual novel, so you get to see a lot of the characters emote while they're speaking, and it's really nice that way, especially for that medium. I wonder how long they'll be, because the original games were 5 hours each.
Yeah, and they're not doing a combo pack of them. They're going to be sold separately each. I didn't see a price for them.
No, they haven't spoken about any of that yet.
They did say a date, May 14th they're coming out, but I thought...
You're getting the first one, not the second.
Yeah.
I think you should give them both a shot, because you might be surprised, because usually if the first game's good, the second game may follow suit.
Yeah, I said I was going to at least buy the first one to give it a try, because the first one gives me hard Higurashi vibes.
Yes. I can see why you want that.
Just less murder.
Oh, yeah, for all you know.
Just because it's you're in this small countryside town Higurashi, and you're trying to find a missing person.
Yeah.
But it was just the vibes it was giving off. So I think I'm definitely going to pick it up. No physical copy, only digital. So you have to buy it through the eShop.
Yeah.
I didn't see if it's getting released anywhere else besides the Switch. I'm assuming because it's a Famicom game, it probably is going to be only on the eShop.
They made it sound like it was a Nintendo only thing.
Yeah. I mean, visual novels I would prefer more on my Switch anyway. I got Clannad on the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did get it.
I started it.
Uh-huh.
I'm a whole hour in.
That's zero progress.
That within a span of 3 days, it took me to get a whole hour into that game. Congratulations. But yeah, I'm really excited. Definitely gonna pick that up. They showed Samurai Warriors.
I've never played them. I just know that they're made by the same
people make Dynasty Warriors.
If I'm correct, if I'm not, let me know.
If it's called Samurai Warriors, I would hope it's made by the same people who make Dynasty Warriors.
No, it's sci-fi. What are you talking about?
It's samurais, but in space.
Yes, exactly.
For me, it just looks like generic Dynasty Warrior hack and slash type game. But you're playing Persona Strikers, and that's made by them.
It's made by Omega Force. They basically took all the good things about the Persona 5 systems and were able to translate them to action very well.
Yeah. Were you playing? So the next one is Legend of Mana.
No, this one is it's pretty much. It's not like not like the other ones. It's pretty much one where you live off the land in that universe. This one's getting brought over. I've never played this one, and I didn't know about it till now.
What was the one you were playing that we were making fun
Trials of Mana.
With Kevin.
It was the third one. Senkin Detsu 3 was the one that got remade, and that's the one I was playing. It is one of the weirdest things where you can purely want to play it because it's fun to play to a degree, and then the story is either laughably ignorable or just funny because some of the voice actors are like weird.
Kevin! Whoever voices Kevin, I think it's the worst.
I feel bad because it's not his fault.
It's not. It just wasn't that great for the character.
No, but it was fun for that reason.
Yeah. Legend of Mana, though, it's coming out on June 21st. Cool things about it, they are redoing the soundtrack for Legend of Mana, and you can switch between the older soundtrack and the newer soundtrack. So if you are a big Legend of Mana fan, you can have the best of both worlds. And they added new mini games.
Yeah,
that's what they said.
I don't even know what the originals were. So
yeah,
to me, they'll all be the same.
They're all new to me.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
I play them. One of the big boys that they did show though was Monster Hunter Rise, coming out March 26th. So it'll probably be March by the time this comes out. Mm-hmm. One of the cooler things that they announced was a couple of months ago, Nintendo had announced that they're making a Switch Monster Hunter edition. Mm-hmm. They are bringing that over to the States along with the Pro Controller.
Yeah, they're going to make 5. Yeah. And that's it. No one will be able to buy any of these because every electronic is shorted right now because there's not enough people making them.
You could have 4 Pro Controllers and one with the drifting issue. How about that? I'm not really super big into Monster. I played one of them when I first got my Wii U. I wasn't really a big fan of them, but I've only heard great things about this one.
We should just play Hunter on PC and see how that goes.
Yeah, I kind of wanted. I mean, because we're so invested into 14, so I thought maybe we would really like Monster Hunter.
We just gotta give it a shot. You gotta find. Because every weapon is a different fighting style. Yeah. You should just try each weapon out and think about which one you like the most, and then just stick to it. Yeah. And then we just fight everything like that. No. It's also coming out on PC. It was leaked before, but now Capcom officially said, yes, it'll come out on PC later.
Cat's out of the bag.
Yeah. If anything, we could start there.
Yeah, that's probably a better idea.
Because that way everyone's on a level playing field. Yeah. And we start when everyone starts.
Yeah, just because I feel like too, maybe even our friends will play it.
Sandy will.
Yeah, he'll probably play it with us. I feel like.
I think. Oh my god.
You're doing great.
Oh my god, Michael.
Oh yeah.
He would love.
What's his name?
He would love that type of game because it's grinding.
Yeah. The Switch and the Pro Controller are also coming out the same day as the game, so March 26th. I have my Animal Crossing Switch, so I'm okay.
I just have
a gray Switch.
Don't say it like that.
But you have basically the that episode of Fairy Odd Parents where they're all gray blobs.
I'm the granddaddy.
Yeah, yours is that of the Switches.
Hello, young folks, and your special decals.
I look at you with your Mario Switches and your Animal Crossing
I've
Switches.
I've lasted for eternity.
I have been drifting before drifting was an issue.
Oh my god. I had to switch out my Joy-Cons. That was horrendous.
And they're still drifting.
Oh yeah, it's because it's just a design flaw.
Hi guys, Kathleen here from Couples Night. Just to give you guys the heads up, the next segment we will be talking about is about Mario Golf, but for some reason I kept talking about Mario Tennis. I was even looking at a phone with all of our notes on it that said Mario Golf on it, but kept calling it Mario Tennis. So just to let you know, every time I say tennis, I am definitely meaning Mario Golf. Sorry about that. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Big unexpected news was they showed Mario Tennis.
Guys, nothing beats that, right?
I was laughing because I was telling you. So when the last Mario Tennis came out, I was still working at GameStop. And Mario Tennis, the last one, did like super bad. And I always said, like, when I was working there, you could always tell when a Nintendo game wasn't selling well when it would just get like 2 months later and a big flat like price drop would go for it. And the last Mario Tennis game, that's what happened to it for 3DS. It was basically like a $20 game after 2 months.
Sounds good to me.
I really don't care about Mario Tennis, to be honest with you. I have realized the only Mario games I care about are like the 3D Mario games, like Super Mario 3D World or Odyssey.
Yeah, I got you.
Like Sunshine.
And there's just me who just doesn't care. And this is no slight to Mario. I haven't played a actual like platformer in like ages, and I don't dislike them. I like story stuff.
Yeah. I will agree. I was definitely part of the problem of when people were complaining about the last Super Mario, the Superstar 3D game that came out, where everybody was complaining about it, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna play Sunshine. Mario Tennis, though, is set to come out of June 25th of this year. You can use the motion controls for golfing if you'd like, so really immerse yourself into your golf.
Swing, baby.
There's also this new like mini game they've kind of added if you want to play with friends, where it's always your turn to play, so you could just like constantly like bolt it across like the golf course, and then you're just basically trying to get your like ball in, and try to outdo all your friends. They did add a story mode, so you can add your Mii into it and use your Mii to play. Really did not sound exciting.
Hey, it was exciting for someone.
I'm sure, really. And I'm sure listen, Mario for some people is probably like Pokemon for me. No matter how garbage it is, I will buy it.
I'm so sorry.
I will buy it. It doesn't matter. But right after that, they did show that Tales from the Borderland is finally coming back on stores. I think last month they showed it came back for PlayStation and Xbox.
They put out a tweet just saying it was back for sale again.
Yeah, because since Telltale had
the Borderlands Twitter did that.
Yeah, they had closed last year.
And listen, anyone
actually,
hearing
more
this,
than that, 2
if
years
you
ago.
have played Borderlands and you've liked them to a degree, play Tales from the Borderlands.
Please buy Tales from the Borderlands. It is the funniest game that they have ever made.
The first episode for the first half is iffy. As soon as you get past that, the rest of it is worth it.
I promise. If you're like especially a big fan of Borderlands 1 and 2, and like maybe you weren't like super happy about pre-sequel, like I promise, like you don't even have to play pre-sequel or 3 for this game. The new characters are so funny. The acting is great in it. You have like Troy Baker as the main character, and he's amazing.
If you play 3 after Tales, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You'll miss that good Borderlands writing if you go back to Tales.
I'm so sorry.
It is comes out March 24th. For those who don't know, it does take place in between like Borderlands 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it takes place between... Yes, because it's after Handsome Jack, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so it takes place in between games 2 and 3. It's great. That was like we've pretty much...
I consider it my favorite of theirs.
Yeah, like we've
Telltale.
pretty much played all of I've played pretty much all of them, I think, except for Back to the Future and Game of Thrones.
Yeah, this Tales from the Borderland and Wolf Among Us are my favorites of theirs personally. I know Walking Dead's loved by a lot of people, but I think those two are my favorites.
Yeah. And especially since they're also still going to be making Wolf Among Us 2.
Can't wait to see how that goes. I hope it comes out great.
I really hope. But yeah, please buy Tales from the Borderlands. I promise you're going to love it. Even if you don't know anything about Borderlands, you'll probably still love it because the writing is so funny.
Yeah.
But after that, they did show like Capcom Arcade Stadium. The game literally came out right when the Direct ended, so it just had some games that were free that were made by Capcom, like Street Fighter. Yeah, some old games from that. Some of them you do have to pay for, though.
Basically like a
service.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you like old Capcom games, that's pretty cool. You're like, whatever. I can see it on your face.
Just enjoy it, I guess.
This is definitely the next game. I was like, wow, out on my birthday. Super excited for this one, which was Stubbs, the zombie rebel without a pulse.
Yeah.
You're a zombie, and you're rebelling, so you're turning people into zombies.
I actually looked into this game.
Yeah.
It was originally a game from 2005.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Was it bad then, too?
I don't know. I just looked into it because I was like, this sounds like a sequel or something. So I just looked it up.
What on Nintendo be like, guys, we gotta bring back Stubbs.
I don't know, but
classic Stubbs.
I was just curious. I was like, oh wait, this came out on OG Xbox. That's hilarious.
It looks worse than Destroy All Humans.
Yeah, but remember, there's a PS2 and then there's the Xbox. But it's not a console thing. Whatever the devs did, it's whatever.
Yeah, it looked very like out of left field where we were like, wow, okay, like some pretty decent game. Oh, Stubbs, zombie. All right,
Nice.
Cool. All right, awesome. This is, I think, our biggest disappointment from the Direct, which was No More Heroes 3, because we were very excited for it, and it doesn't look that good.
No, there's
there's something off about it.
The resolution looks like it's tanked a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it'll turn out to be a good game. I just think resolution wise, it's not going to look the best, which is unfortunate. But the premise they've set, I've actually really want to know more because of the whole like the boy meeting this alien and they were friends when they were younger, and then the alien leaves. And then he comes back and he's like, Damon, I love you, like he did when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, we hear that superheroes are your big thing here, so we decided we'll be superheroes. Then he tells one of his dudes to just destroy an entire town.
Yep.
And he's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm a goddamn superhero. I was like, that was such a great line.
Yeah.
And it cut to the goddamn superhero, but then, Travis came in. I hope the premise sticks the way it did with that.
Yeah. I think for me, the only, like, the bigger thing that kind of, like, stuck out of it for me was the different game mechanics for it.
Yeah.
It looks like you're going to be going into different worlds, and as you're going into those worlds, you are doing, basically, just kind of, like, different mini games.
Yeah, pretty
like,
much.
Yeah, like, your fighting style.
Mowing the lawn.
Yeah, you're mowing the lawn. I don't know. I really don't have too much faith for No More Heroes.
Have you played the other ones?
I played the first one.
So, do you remember when you did all those stupid jobs? Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing.
No, it's not really just for the stupid jobs. I mean, more like,
We just have to wait and see how it goes.
I just was not super impressed.
And that's fine.
It just didn't really look that great.
It's a Suda game, so I expect it to look weird. But in the end...
That I'm not surprised if it's going to look weird.
But in the end, we'll see how it comes out. Because look what happened. The first and the second game probably looked that way to the people back then.
Yeah.
And look what happened. People loved them.
People
love them. I didn't say you. I didn't say you.
But yeah, No More Heroes 3, August 27th. Neon White.
That one was confusing because they had I think they had Steve Bloom as the main guy.
Yeah.
And he just started talking, and then it was like a card game shooting on Railroad.
I thought it was kind of like a rock, paper, scissors type game.
No, it's
with cards. And it was just one card is beats this, and then the other card can beat
It's
that.
maybe it might be use this card for more effectiveness to kill 3 enemies here.
Yeah.
It feels like that's all it's gonna be. I don't know. It was a very... the trailer didn't explain what the game was to us.
No.
So that's unfortunate. I did like some of the character artwork though, but I'm just a little... I feel like that was not a good choice to show for that.
No, it was very confusing. No date for it either. Winter 2021. We were even talking, we were like, is it a visual novel? Is it not a visual novel?
No, we have no idea.
We were very the longest thing they showed in the entire Direct. DC Superhero Girl.
Aren't you happy?
That was the longest thing they showed in that entire Direct, except for the last thing that they showed.
Yeah.
It was they introduced every character in the squad. It just took up way too much time.
And just like that, we're gonna move on.
Comes out June 4th.
Yeah.
for you children that want it. Oh God, I forgot about Plants vs Zombies.
It's for Neighborhoodville, all right? No, don't forget the rest.
So when I also worked for GameStop, that was the shit that kids bought when I worked there.
Really?
Every kid wanted Plants vs Zombies.
Was it
didn't matter what system
was
they
it
had.
the Roblox?
Yeah, I guess. But not free.
All right, I'm just saying.
Because technically you had to buy, I just always remembered, when I heard that, I was like, God, it just fucking threw me back 4
PTSD?
years. Yeah, shitty kids wanting to buy Plants vs Zombies. It really didn't look as much different, though, as the other. Oh, no, it's more like a battle, like a PUBG type Plants vs Zombies now, it looks like.
It looks like an arena shooter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm good, fam.
Yeah.
Oh, my biggest disappointment of the entire Direct, Miitopia.
I never cared much for it.
I loved Miitopia.
That's
On
unfortunate.
the 3DS. It was the whole reason why you took your 3DS with you, no matter where you went.
Yeah.
Especially if you went to like conventions.
Oh,
or if
you must have banked back there.
High school, like, listen, me and when we took computer animation, we would all like go around. We'd be like, all right, guys, we're making our rounds around the classroom, and we would just like have our 3DSs everywhere because we wanted the coins.
Yeah.
Because you could use the coins in the Miitopia in there, or you could use them for like puzzle pieces. This is what I want the Switch to bring back, like the
concept of it.
the concept of you have a portable system. What makes me want to like have it with me all the time. And like that's what it was like for a 3DS. Like especially like on vacations, I used to take my 3DS everywhere with me. And just so like when I would get home, I would pop it open, see if I got my 300 coins, and then I would use it for stuff. So I was super excited that they announced Miitopia. It's not free though, and it's $50.
Ouch.
It's $50. That game is not worth $50.
Hey, man.
They really racked up though the fact that you can have a horse and the horse can battle with you though. That was like the highlight for. I was so upset when I saw that. I was like,
$50.
I was like $50. I was like, that game was free on the 3DS. So I was
That
like,
sucks.
no, stupid, stupid. Comes out May 21st. Whoever's gonna fucking buy that shit, garbage.
And here's your favorite.
Oh, and then the thing that saved it was the Animal Crossing update. This is actually out already. Because it's May 28th, 27th.
Oh, it's May?
It's not. No, it's February.
I was about to say, you're right.
It's February 27th at the time of this recording. They're finally doing things I want for Animal Crossing. They have updated new Nintendo-themed furniture. So because this is, it's Mario's 40th anniversary this year, we're getting Mario themed furniture. So we're getting Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, and Waluigi outfits. And the coolest part is we're getting warp tunnels. So you can, let's say if like you could have one on one far side of your island and you could have another one in the middle, and you could actually use it and it transports you to there. And I'm just like, oh, that's the best part. There's that. There are some like coins, some blocks, the stars, the flagpole you can buy. I think on March 1st though, you can actually buy them from like the little like ATM thing that they have in the store. Until then, I think you have to wait. You can get them randomly throughout the shop.
I got you.
My thing is, I mean, I've always been saying this for the millionth time. Animal Crossing New Leaf may be like our newest Animal Crossing game, but compared to New Leaf, I feel like sometimes they've taken some steps back.
You said New Leaf twice.
Oh, New Horizon.
There you
My
go.
bad. I feel like the only downside with this as well, so from that little ATM shop, you can only buy 5 items a day.
Why would they limit that?
I don't know. Ever since the game has come out, it's always been 5 a day. So that means you can't just buy everything in one go, and you also have to wait a whole day because they have to mail it. They have to mail it to you.
This is Nintendo. They put their hand on your shoulders like, it's okay. You can go outside.
Just buy it and go outside. Just buy it and go outside.
No, listen to me. Bells are one thing.
Jeffrey's grabbing my hands.
Go outside.
No.
Live a little.
No.
Go get the virus.
Time travels on my Switch. Yeah. I could go all day talking about the things I love and the things I hate about Animal Crossing New Horizon, but that's a different podcast for a different day that possibly may not have you involved in it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, triangle strategy, working title.
All right, wait. Before anything, I like the way it looked.
That's a bad title.
No, this is a placeholder. It's working.
I know,
But look, there's an aesthetic. They put 2 words out, and then they put underlines under it. And that's enough to make people just pull out $60 out of their account and say, let's go. But triangle strategy. I like the aesthetic. It's basically made by the people who made Octopath Traveler. I'll be honest with you. I didn't like Octopath Traveler.
No, and you were so excited for Octopath Traveler.
Because I loved everything it was doing until I played it. But thing is...
until I played it.
Thing is... This is giving me Final Fantasy Tactics, Fire Emblem vibes. I like the little quality of life things where you can attack and then have another unit behind them. So that way when you attack, you get more damage with the other unit. You can use displacement abilities to push someone where they need to be, and then you can attack them again. Stuff like that's awesome. I just hope since this one is like decision based, that there's an actual solidified one story.
Right.
The problem with Octopath, the characters.
There's 12, right?
No, there was 8.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh yeah, Octopath.
yeah.
Oct is 8. Yeah,
the,
got it.
the,
Haha.
the main problem was, yes, you can do these separate stories. You have to make them very good.
Yeah.
Some of them were okay. Some of them were good.
It's like,
Some of them, why is this a thing?
well, it's very funny because it's kind of like comparing it to, let's say, like we just recently played 13 Sentinels.
That's a good example.
Multiple different characters, and pretty much all of the characters, we were very interested in all their different stories and how they eventually all came together.
Yeah.
Where Octopath Traveler,
It never had a
Yeah.
connection point unless you did like a post dungeon.
right?
And even then, it didn't feel as satisfying.
Yeah.
So,
Go play 13 Sentinels.
oh yeah, well, I'm a walking billboard for 13 Sentinels, by the way.
Go play
If you don't
13
play
Sentinels.
13 Sentinels, I have beef with you.
Go play 13 Sentinels. Was
Nah.
cheated out for best narrative at the Game
That
Awards.
that was unfair. That game
Cheated out.
deserves so much more,
Yeah.
but I am glad that they made a big profit off of
Yeah.
it because they initially sold the game and it did horrible here, and now it sold well.
If you are interested in working title triangle strategy,
There's a demo.
there is a demo out. They had also state that you can give feedback at the end of the demo.
Yeah, look what happened to Octopath.
Yeah, they also did this for Octopath Traveler, and I don't think it really mattered. So I'm hoping maybe this time they can take the feedback and see. But like the issue with that is probably like the issue that was probably with Octopath Traveler was it's a story thing, and I'm sure they're probably looking at more like gameplay mechanic like feedback probably because like how much of the story can you really get out from probably like an hour, like probably less, like a 30-minute demo pretty much.
I can imagine someone literally hears that whole hour and then they write the entire script. And they're like, here you go, I did the story for you.
I fixed it. Here you go. There you go.
Someone would definitely do that. No, remember, the Salt Iron War. That's beautiful.
But yeah, demo's out. Play it. Give it. I really recommend. Please give them feedback because I kind of do like a company that is basically screaming out, give me the feedback, but it's whether or not you take the feedback.
Yeah.
Star Wars Hunters.
Don't even talk about the game
You
because
want to talk about it?
this is being made by Zynga, and they make
Bazinga?
no Zynga,
I never heard of
and they
that.
just make a bunch of those like
Shitty mobile games.
not shitty like just those generic everyone plays mobile games that like no one really cares for.
Really?
Yeah, so as soon as people found that out, they just stopped caring.
Star Wars will never have a good video game. Fallen Order is probably the closest we have gotten.
No, there's that. You haven't played it yet. I'll show you which one it is. They have at least 3 good Star Wars games.
Made by EA?
No.
Well.
I'm gonna after this. I'll show you those 3. Okay.
That's funny. Oh, this is the game we thought it was a Blizzard game because of the one org in it, Knockout City.
I don't even want to talk about it.
It's Extreme Dodgeball.
Don't worry, we got to see it in the State of Play too.
Oh my god, it was at the State of Play.
Ugh.
State of Play was also 2 days ago. We'll probably do a video about that.
Yeah.
But that was only like 30 minutes. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. It was very boring. It's Extreme Dodgeball. We thought it was a Blizzard game. It's not, so it was even more disappointing.
Yeah.
World End Club. We don't know how to feel about this one.
I'll give it a try just because I
Wow,
like
that's more than I
Danganronpa.
would.
I know. This is pretty common if anyone has noticed. I'll give it a shot to see if it's good or not.
So it's weird because I was like, it's like Danganronpa,
It's the
but
artist.
the art style is like Pokemon.
Okay.
Like Sun and Moon Pokemon.
No, I get what you're saying. Like the
Yeah.
actual like character design is Danganronpa, but it looks and feels like the Pokemon aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like shading wise. It's made by the Danganronpa creators and the 999 creators.
Yeah.
They
Wow.
both love Spike, that's why.
Oh, and
So,
they're just like
They decided to try making a game together.
like what a coincidence. We make mystery puzzle games.
Because they do like each other. It's just that they never got a chance to work on something together.
Right.
But here we are.
It's a premise basically semi-similar to Danganronpa. Group of kids, they wake up and they're in an abandoned amusement park.
It looks
That's
like
what
an
they're in.
aquarium.
Yeah. And then they're supposed to be surviving to play this game, and then all of a sudden they're like, "JK, like game's over. Go out into the real world," and the real world's like destroyed.
And they just go on this trip.
Yeah, and then, it doesn't look like it'll be, like, as...
Oh, you don't know that.
Well...
You won't know that till you play it.
No, what I'm saying is, it doesn't... Like, you know how Danganronpa was dark?
Yeah, you don't know that till you play it. I'll say it again. I'm going to keep to that till you play it. I'll let you know, though.
Let me know when you play it.
Can't say that.
How dark it gets. Very fun, exciting news. Hades is getting a physical copy. I hate that because that probably makes me want to buy it more because I always prefer physical over digital.
First off, why haven't you bought Hades? Second off, why haven't you bought Hades? Third off, I'm buying it for you.
Right now. Pause the podcast.
Yeah.
What system you want it on?
Let me know.
Credit card. I played a little bit of it because we have our joint accounts on Steam, so I do have it on my computer. But I'm a slut for PlayStation, so I'm a slut.
When you play that game, you're gonna play it forever.
Yeah, probably.
I promise you, it's gonna take your life.
I love how you're always like, no, get it on like your Switch because you can take it wherever you go and you can play whatever. I'm just like, no, PlayStation.
Trust me though, like once you play, you're gonna be like, dang it, why didn't I get it on my Switch?
If you are a very big fan of Hades, I really recommend getting the physical. Comes out March 19th.
Or just buy the game.
Yeah, or just buy the game. You get a PC download code for the soundtrack, and you also get a 30-page art book of all the characters. So I guess be careful if you haven't, because probably spoilers. I don't trust art books nowadays when they come with games. They're dangerous.
Even then, with Hades, it's fine.
Ever since Uncharted 4, it's dangerous.
They started putting like spoiler warnings, by the way.
Uncharted 4 did not do that.
Yeah, no, but on books in general they have.
Yeah, it's dangerous. But yeah, get Hades physical, support, like, it's a great game. Even for like the little bit I played of it, I really did enjoy it. I just have a mountain of a backlog and I hate starting stuff that I can't add more. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection.
Okay.
Right before we started, you told me a sad fun fact about this.
Yeah, so there was two variants of this game, the Sigma versions, which were the base games, and then like the modified versions later. They chose Sigma, which a lot of fans don't like, because a lot of modifications with the second iteration did it better and fixed a lot of balance issues and added more content. Certain levels had more in them in the second version. So the fact that they chose to bring back the Sigma versions, fans were a little mad about it.
Yeah, like, why would you not put the better version? Why would you put, like, the shit version?
Well, that's the one thing.
In our eyes, it's not shit.
They showed this on the Nintendo Direct, but this is available for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Steam.
Yeah.
If you go to their actual website, it actually states the trademark right there.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Because I remember when this came out, you were hoping that it wouldn't just be for Switch.
Yeah, like, because, I was telling her during that the games were, like, unforgivably hard.
Yeah.
Those games are tough. Like, when the game comes out, I'm going to show you.
Okay.
They're tough.
Can't wait to get my ass kicked.
Oh, that's bad.
They did announce DLC for Hyrule Warriors. I started playing Hyrule Warriors. I have to say, it looks like garbage on handheld. It doesn't look too bad on my TV, but God, that game looks like garbage on handheld. The DLC is going to be spreading throughout the year, so you're not going to get everything at once. If you do pre-order it, you do get like a pre-order bonus. You get one weapon and a costume for Link. And then the actual DLC will be out on June. Oh, in June. They didn't give a specific date. The pre-order bonus, however, you'll get by May 28th. The weapon and the costume.
Yeah.
So Wave 1 is coming with an expanded roster. They haven't said what characters are going to be adding to it. New weapons, new challenges, and new enemies. And then in November, you'll get Wave 2, where you'll get new character Vignet. I'm not that far in the game to know what that is.
Vignette. No, that's like a thing that goes around your...
my what?
It's like a vignette. It's like a thing that goes over your character. It's like a border.
Oh. That's kind of weird.
I'll show you what those are later.
Okay. New stages, an expanded roster again. We don't know what characters I'll be adding to that one. And new battle skills. So you'll be kind of like a big gap. Really not really the first half of 2021, this one, but
we don't know.
This was the exception along with the second one, but probably not going to get it. I don't think I'm that going to get invested into Hyrule Warriors to want to play it again by June. and then again in November.
I'll just wait till all of it's out.
Yeah, maybe I'll just wait. I'm not that far in. I'm only like maybe like an hour and a half in.
I would just wait.
Yeah.
I'll be real with you.
I just don't like that. Unless it's like actual like new stuff, but if it's just new characters, new skills and weapons, like nah, I could have enjoyed that when I first got the game.
100%.
They did show Bravely Default 2.
Yeah. No, it is 2.
It is 2.
It is the second Bravely
Yes.
Default. Don't get it twisted because there's another Bravely Default 2.
Yes, that's Bravely Default 2nd.
There we go, see?
Not to get confused. But the Bravely Default 2, it's actually out now.
Yeah. It came out on the 26th.
Yeah, so it came out yesterday at the time of this recording, because today's the 27th.
All the reviews dropped.
How were they? I didn't see them.
It was a mixed range of 75 and an 80.
Okay.
Thing with Bravely Default,
Terrible.
because it literally says I'm gonna be an old school JRPG, and that's what they did.
Right.
That also means it comes with all the negatives of an old school RPG.
Yeah.
But people are a lot less forgiving of those things today.
Yeah.
That's why I think one of the main reasons. The story for some people it was just okay.
Yeah.
But for you.
They all look ugly.
Yeah, you're not a fan of the.
God, they're all ugly except for the main. The main character looks okay. There's that one guy who's just hideous.
I don't think a lot of people liked the aesthetic they went for.
No.
So unfortunately, that may have done a disservice to that game. Which is weird because the textures for the armor is really well done.
If you are curious, after the after the direct, they did show that they released a updated demo. So if you are curious if you're going to be on the fence or not with Bravely Default 2, go download the demo. It's probably like a 30-minute demo. They also did show a trailer right after the direct that they called it was like Bravely Default 2 like final trailer.
Yeah.
So if you're also curious to see how it's probably going to look in game, probably go watch the final trailer because that's probably the one that doesn't have like all like that has everything polished and good for it.
Yeah.
But I would probably play the demo if you're really curious about it. Ghosts and Goblins. I didn't know you liked Ghosts and Goblins until they showed it like on like the not this direct but the last direct.
I played it a lot when I was a kid because it would pop up at the laundromats.
Oh yeah.
Trust me, that game is tough.
Yeah.
I want to show it to you one day. It's fun for dumb reasons. Oh, and when I was a kid, my grandpa came home with like a cart, like those red crates.
Yeah.
He had a million Sega Genesis games in there.
Oh really?
And he had a Sega Genesis, but the Sega Genesis wasn't working anymore. So we tried playing games on it, and we got ones to work here or there. But I remember all those games that he came with them.
Was one of them Ghosts and Goblins?
I don't know, but I just remember we just had a bunch of games on there. It was actually funny.
Ghosts and Goblins is out. It came out on the 25th. And there is local play for it.
Yeah.
So if you do have a couple
Not you.
that you'd like to play, I do know that they updated. Like they said, they added 3
Aesthetically and everything.
Yeah, they added 3 new characters that will help out the main. I don't know the main character's name.
I don't know either. I think it's Lancelot.
Oh yes, it is Lancelot. That is his name. That will help throughout the journey. But yeah, maybe you'll get it. Saga Frontier Remastered. You also told me something very funny about this game too.
So, if anyone's been a Square Enix fan, as you know, Saga Frontier will pop up pretty often.
Yeah.
In one form or another.
I feel
right?
like this is the first time I've heard of this game.
No, Saga Frontier has been constantly trying to
Squeeze its way back into the norm.
Yeah. So the reason this happens is because one of the guys in the board of directors, he's a big Saga Frontier fan.
What?
So he keeps trying to convince people in the board to allow a game to come out in some form or way. That's why we've been seeing so many attempts at Saga Frontier. If anyone's been curious about it, that's why.
Yeah, like they even updated stuff, like besides like graphically, of course. But
They added some characters.
They added new scenarios, like
I don't like these games, so I just don't play them.
Is it turn-based? Like, because they didn't show any like battle mechanics at all.
Yeah, it's a turn-based game. The thing is, for it being a JRPG, they took the Western approach of letting you build your world, your character, your decisions. Like,
right.
It never. Some of them just did not do well doing it. That's the problem.
That sucks.
So I just didn't like those mechanics, so I just walked away.
I just thought it was so funny that, like,
Yeah, it's
when you were
just-
telling me that, you're like, yeah, just some guy who's high up in Square Enix fucking
He loves
the
them,
game,
so he keeps bringing it back.
and he's high up, so it's gotta happen.
Yeah.
Well, they said this during the Direct, but I don't know if it really counts anymore. They announced Apex Legend for the Switch,
No,
but, like...
It was really nice that they did that.
But then, isn't everything, like, dying with Apex now?
No, Apex still has a solid player base. It's
Yeah.
just that it's just not as prevalent as it was.
Nah. It comes out March 9th. If you do get it on the Switch, you get double EXP for it. So, because Apex has obviously been out for a while, so I'm
Yeah.
sure they want people on the Switch to catch up to those people. You do get new skins and 38 levels.
Yeah.
Ooh, we don't really care.
I liked Apex.
I would.
Well, it's because you don't play shooters unless it's Overwatch. Or
Which
you
I
did.
haven't. Yeah, I haven't played Overwatch in like
Apex.
3 years, 3 years, probably 3
I
years.
think out of all the battle royales, Apex was my favorite.
Yeah.
Because I played on. I only played like 2.
Right.
And even then, I'm just not a battle royale guy. You know that.
Yeah.
But Apex was fun. Me and Chris actually played that a lot together.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because the ping system, the speed of the game, like I actually really liked Apex.
And then they showed the big one.
For you.
The beautiful one. Skyward Sword HD.
I can hear the audible groan of the person who dislikes it.
Listen, I don't have many followers on Twitter, but I made a post because everybody on Twitter was like, oh, it should have been Twilight Princess. Oh, it should have been Wind Waker. Bitch, you could literally go to a store, at least a GameStop, Amazon, anywhere. You could buy a Wii U. You could buy a copy of Twilight Princess either physically or digitally. Same thing for Wind Waker, physically or digitally, off that Wii U, and play it on your TV. I don't know anybody who still has a TV that takes audio video cables and they can plug their Wii into it and play Skyward Sword. Also, Skyward Sword looks like garbage on an HD TV if you've ever seen it.
Because it was a 480p game.
Yes, because for those who don't know, the Wii's never had HDMI or any sort of HD aspect to them. So people were like, oh, but we love Twilight Princess. Like, I get it, but Nintendo's not gonna bring over a game unless there's like no way for you to play it really anymore. Like, that's what I've kind of realized about them. Like, they did that with because Wind Waker and Twilight Princess were both GameCube games.
Yeah, so they just brought it over.
And same thing, Twilight Princess was also on the Wii, so they put it over to the Wii U. So it only makes sense, and it's also the last 3D Zelda game that doesn't have a HD port. So it also makes sense because of that.
Hell yeah.
I was very excited to see that you don't have to use motion controls if you don't want to. They are there for those who are hardcore Skyward Sword fans.
Yeah, no, if you like the
few of you
idea,
out
that's
there.
great.
Yeah, so you can either use... Because I didn't even think about that. I was like, oh, wait, if you have a Switch Lite, you can't use motion controls because they're stuck on the Switch.
It's so true.
I probably will be one of those people that don't use motion controls.
Congratulations.
Because I don't want to. Date is already out, July 16th. They did also announce Joy-Cons that will match the Hylian Shield and the Master Sword. Unfortunately, those are already up for pre-order. So if you missed it, you missed it. I missed it because I forgot about it. Because
Ouch.
Yeah, I
I even sent you a link.
forgot about them. I literally went into work and one of my coworkers was like, Joy-Cons? And I was like, fuck, I forgot about the Joy-Cons. One of my coworkers did get them though.
I got you.
It's fine. It's my Animal Crossing ones. It's okay.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm very excited. I love Legend of Zelda. Skyward Sword is my first Zelda game. Along with the disappointment of getting a copy of Skyward Sword, popping it into the Wii to be shown with a lady being like, please use your Wii Motion Plus controller, and just having a normal Wii controller, and then not being able to play Skyward Sword.
I can't imagine your face going, what?
Yeah, and I was like, what the hell's a Wii Motion? Because at this time, like, I wasn't really playing games when Skyward Sword came out, so like Skyward Sword was like my introduction into playing like Zelda and other video games. So I was like, what the hell is a Wii Motion Plus remote?
Yeah, I can imagine.
I was like, what the hell is that? So like I remember like asking my mom, I was like, hey, I know you got me this game for Christmas. Can you please also buy me now this $40 controller?
Because I need it.
Because I need it.
She's like, what?
Yeah, it was great. It's fantastic. But yeah, I'm really excited about Skyward Sword. I'm going to get it day one.
Yeah.
And then the big thing they showed at the end was Splatoon 3. Me and Jeffrey thought it was a Pokemon Coliseum remake at first.
It was, and I don't think we're the only ones. Okay, I feel we're justified. I feel like I've seen other people think the same damn thing.
I literally have saved on my TikTok account that somebody was reacting to, and they go, Pokemon Coliseum! And then they saw the squids, and they got really sad about it.
I really wish it was.
Because, like, you just see, like, the desert, and you're just like, oh, Pokemon Coliseum was in a desert.
I know.
That's how it started. It's not, though. It was the only game that they did say that was coming out for 2022. Yeah, we're not very, I have only played, so flex again for me working at GameStop.
Yeah.
The only time I played Splatoon was, when I worked for GameStop. I worked there the last year, or the first year that the Nintendo Switch was coming out. So me and two of my coworkers were invited by Nintendo to go to New York City and basically demo out a bunch of games with the Nintendo Switch.
I froze there.
Jeffrey is a beautiful man, and he couldn't obviously not go in because he was not a GameStop employee.
Yes.
But he was kind enough to take the trip with me in the middle of November and sat at a Dunkin' Donuts for over an hour while I was in a very warm hotel playing Nintendo games.
I got coffee. I couldn't find a seat for 20 minutes. And then when someone left, I stole it.
Yeah. This was like in 2016, 2017?
It had to be pretty early.
Yeah. So Jeffrey is a beautiful man who did that for me. But yeah, in there they did have Splatoon 2. They were demoing that, so I did get to play that. But that's been my only interest, or wanting to play Splatoon. I'm not a big online shooter, even if it's Splatoon. I like playing solo games. I just like me time.
Yeah, no, I got you. I never had an interest in Splatoon.
Yeah.
So.
There are character designs, but I'm pretty sure that's been in every Splatoon game. You do get a little buddy, which is what they called it, and you can also design that as well. It takes place in Paris, which it looks like everything in Paris has been destroyed and abandoned, versus all the other places have been kind of these high-tech cities, and everything's very neon. I did like the music though. Heavy guitars, those are always my soft spots when it comes to music.
Take me back to 2000.
Take me back to Linkin Park and Simple
Oh
Plan,
God.
baby. Put those in any of my video games and I'll be on it in a heartbeat.
She's basically saying power chords.
I love me some butt rock music. And that's how they ended the Nintendo Direct. They ended it on Splatoon and Zelda. Like I said, Nintendo Directs, I feel like the beginning is super hype, the middle's very mediocre, and then the ending gets super hype again. That's kind of usually how it is, which I guess makes sense because they want you to stay throughout the entire event.
Pretty much.
But yeah, what was your favorite thing from the Nintendo Direct?
The belief that it may have been Pokemon Coliseum.
Just that 2 seconds of super excitement really hyped me up for it.
The one time I remember when I was so happy was when the Metroid Prime 4 logo popped up. That, oh man, I howled.
Whatever happened to that game?
They had to reset development, remember?
Yeah. But they said that, over a year ago, right?
No, a while ago.
Was it longer than a year?
I'll show you. It's been a while.
Damn.
But and then when they showed Samus Returns, I felt like something inside of me just, I could not believe that we were getting a Metroid game, because Metroid has been considered dead by Nintendo for a long time.
I even got you you got the Amiibos too.
And Amiibo, both of them.
And you don't
great.
buy Amiibos.
No, I love Metroid. So I had to get anything with Samus.
Yeah.
You know? Oh man, I was just so happy. I hope that when it does get shown, it's done well.
Yeah.
That's my only hope.
My favorite thing was Zelda and the Famicom games.
Yeah.
Those are two definites I am picking up from the Direct.
I guess for me, it's Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
I'm excited
Even
to play
though
them
it's
on
the butt
PC.
version.
I don't care. Hey, they're
I'll buy
hard.
it.
I'm gonna die anyways.
So excited to be broke from another Nintendo Direct.
Yes.
Alrighty, I think that ends well in this episode of Couples Night. I am Kathleen.
And I'm Jeff.
And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.